This man had to choose between saving wife or baby daughter's life. After a pregnant woman tested positive for COVID-19, she was hospitalized and put on a ventilator. When her condition became critical, the doctors called her husband and presented him with a painful choice. Nothing hurts more than seeing our loved ones suffer and feeling utterly helpless. Ironically, a husband battled the same feelings when his wife became unwell and her health worsened. Christina and Nick Jones from Nelson, Caerphilly, Wales were doting parents to two kids, Nikki 15 and Honey 10, when they received heartwarming news. They were expecting another child. The couple was thrilled and couldn't wait to embrace parenthood again. Before becoming pregnant, the couple had lost a baby only 3 months into the pregnancy after doctors could not find a heartbeat. The Joneses were hopeful that the pregnancy would go smoothly this time and that their lives would be filled with infinite joy. But things took a sudden turn when Christina tested positive for COVID-19 on February 18, 2021. After 8 days of isolation, she was taken to Prince Charles Hospital in Merthyr Tydfil, Wales, after she struggled with breathing. The then 39-year-old woman was 30 weeks pregnant, and after being placed on oxygen for 4 days, her condition worsened, and she was put on a ventilator on March 1, 2021. Her critical condition worried the doctors, so they decided to call her husband, Nick. They told Nick that they wanted to deliver the baby by emergency C-section, for which he needed to sign the paperwork. Then, 45-year-old Nick recalled feeling fearful and worried when a surgeon and grief counselor greeted him at the hospital. Nick was told his wife was as ill as you can possibly get and that the only option they had to save her life was to deliver the baby early. Before going into surgery, they presented him with a choice no one should ever have to make: to save his wife or baby. The heartbroken man told them to save his wife. Under the exceptional circumstances, Nick wore a hazmat suit with an oxygen generator and spoke to his wife, who was in a coma. He recollected, "At that point, how ill Chris looked, I really thought it was going to take a miracle." Their daughter was delivered via C-section on March 2, 2021, exactly 2 months before her due date, and weighed only 3 pounds 6 ounces. She was immediately taken to a separate room as she was born to a COVID-positive mother. Shortly after birth, the baby was transferred to the Grange Hospital in Cwmbran, South Wales for 5 days. Nick could not see his daughter as she required 2 negative COVID-19 tests, but the hospital shared daily pictures of her. While Christina was unconscious, Nick and the kids decided to name the baby Angel Grace Hope Jones, with Angel being a temporary name initially. A distraught Nick couldn't see his wife while she remained seriously ill in the hospital. On March 8, 2021, Christina gained consciousness and shared that she didn't remember being pregnant. By then, Angel had been shifted to Prince Charles Hospital in Merthyr, Wales, and Nick spent only 10 minutes with his daughter before she was transferred. Meanwhile, Christina remained in the ICU and struggled with walking and adjusting to her normal life. After testing positive for COVID-19 for 33 days, she finally saw her newborn girl at 2 weeks old. Christina and Angel bonded well despite the separation and developed an instant connection. The doting mom also kept her baby's girl's temporary name after discovering her daughter, Honey, chose it. Christina also shared that she was highly concerned for her husband, who had diabetes and had a rare kidney disease, and never thought she'd be the one catching COVID-19. 1 year later, the family of 5 is thriving, and the Joneses also celebrated little Angel's first birthday on March 2, 2022. The mom of 3 recalled that the past year was a roller coaster physically, mentally, and emotionally for her and her family. She expressed, "Lots of people have had COVID, but for me, I'm always going to have an anniversary to remind me of when I had it because of Angel's birthday." Christina also celebrated her 40th birthday last September and shared that her ordeal has changed her perspective. "It does make you look at life in a whole different way after being what I've been through. It certainly does. I cherish things. I'm grateful, I guess," she added. Like Nick, a Birmingham woman was asked to choose between saving her own life or her unborn baby after she was diagnosed with chronic myeloid leukemia during a routine blood test at 21 weeks. Victoria Webster recollected, "Doctors kept telling me I should have a termination, but I had made up my mind, and my husband Martin supported me. It's the best decision I have ever made. I can't imagine life without my daughter." She defied doctors and delivered her daughter Jessica via C-section in April 2010 and immediately started her chemotherapy treatment, to which she responded well. Webster shared that her doctors were optimistic she would soon be cancer-free. What do you think about these incredibly heart-touching stories? Have you ever experienced a miracle in your life? Let us know your thoughts, and don't forget to share these stories with your loved ones.